The 10 most haunted places in the US to visit. Are you the kind of thrill seeker who finds the view of the supernatural exhilarating? Well, you're not alone. Today, paranormal tourism is fast gaining popularity. Across America, there's so many sites known for their haunted history or eerie activities. So let's embark on a chilling journey to uncover 10 extremely haunted places in the United States. Welcome to the bucket list. Now buckle up and let's delve into the realms of the supernatural. Our first stop on the list is Barrens, New Jersey. Have you ever wondered how the New Jersey Devils hockey team came up with their name? This vast, isolated stretch of wilderness is reportedly home to the infamous Jersey Devil. Born to a human woman, this cryptid is rumored to be a hellish creature with a goat head, bat wings, and hooves. Sightings typically align with reports of livestock ravaged in peculiar ways, particularly within the state's agrarian expanses. And if you think that the hauntings stop with the legend of the Jersey Devil, then think again. According to folklore, there are also hauntings from a demonic hellhound and other ghostly apparitions. So the faint-hearted better be cautious while exploring Pine Barrens. Next, we're heading down south to New Orleans, Louisiana, a city with a reputation for voodoo and the paranormal. Ghost enthusiasts might feel right at home walking the city's antiquated streets. Tales of spirits like the pirate John Lafitte, who's rumored to still wander the streets of New Orleans, especially around his former stomping grounds in the French Quarter. Several plantations, including the Myrtles Plantation for instance, are reputed to be some of the most haunted places in America, with stories of eerie occurrences and sightings of ghostly figures. The city also has a strong association with voodoo, a syncretic religion with West African roots that merged with Catholicism. Marie Lavo, the voodoo queen of New Orleans, is a legendary figure known for her spiritual practices and healing abilities. Her tomb is in another famous haunted location, the St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. The above-ground tombs and the eerie atmosphere have contributed to its reputation as a haunted site. New Orleans bears the footprint of a tumultuous past, epidemics, wars, and rumors of raising the dead by alleged voodoo practitioners. It's no wonder this vibrant, multifaceted history is enough to captivate any supernatural seeker. Our next haunted destination is the RMS Queen Mary in California, a permanently docked liner in Long Beach. Once a luxury cruise ship, it's now known as one of America's most haunted hotels. The Queen Mary has been the subject of various paranormal investigations into stories like ghostly children playing in the corridors of the ship, particularly in the third-class swimming pool area. Or a swimming pool on the ship is rumored to be haunted by the spirits of women who drowned in the pool. While the pool is no longer filled with water, some visitors claim to hear splashing and giggling even when the area is empty. One of the most famous apparitions on the ship is that of a lady in white. She's often seen wandering the corridors and decks of the ship. It's believed that she might be the spirit of a woman who died during childbirth in one of the cabins. Various cabins and rooms on the ship are said to be haunted, specifically cabin B340. Guests have reported unexplained sounds, objects moving on their own, and the feeling of being watched. The staff of the Queen Mary also offer ghost tours. These tours take thrill seekers to some of the most haunted areas of the ship. The staff will share stories of the supernatural occurrences they've experienced firsthand and with previous visitors. Many visitors have testified to these spectral encounters, providing bone-chilling consistency to the lore surrounding the ship. Moving inland, our eerie expedition lands us in Chicago, Illinois. Besides acclaimed eateries, bars, and sports, the Windy City is also a haunting ground for spirits stirred by its grim history. One popular supernatural story is the tale of the phantom hitchhiker known as Resurrection Mary. According to legend, a young woman named Mary died in a car accident and is said to haunt the Resurrection Cemetery. Drivers claim to have picked up a young woman in a white dress only for her to disappear from the car near the cemetery. Chicago is also home to one of America's first serial killers, H.H. Holmes. Holmes constructed a murder castle in Chicago during the 1893 World's Fair. The building contained hidden rooms, trapdoors, and passages for his heinous crimes. Now, the site is believed to be haunted by his victims. Other places on the list for eerie or supernatural events are Congress Plaza Hotel, Hull House, Graceland Cemetery, and various theaters. Remember the 1903 fire at the Iroquois Theater? Over 600 people lost their lives in the tragedy, and the sire of the theater is said to be very haunted. Do you also recall the St. Valentine's Day massacre linked to mobster Al Capone? With a legacy of tragic losses and infamous criminals, it's no wonder that ghost sightings thrive here. Our next haunted adventure takes us to the hidden Shoshone Ice Caves in Idaho, located in the Shoshone Mountains of southern Idaho near the town of Shoshone. The caves are a massive network of lava tubes that were created over 15,000 years ago when lava flows from nearby volcanoes cooled and hardened. Looking in, you'll find weird ice formations that glide through the caves, and the sound of phantom footsteps and distant laments will leave you on edge. The caves are said to be haunted by the spirits of the Shoshone Native American tribe who believed that the caves were a sacred place and used them for ceremonial purposes. Visitors have reported hearing strange noises, seeing strange apparitions, and feeling cold spots in certain areas of the caves. The caves are also said to be home to a mysterious creature known as the Shoshone Ice Giant. According to local legend, the creature is a giant humanoid being that is said to be made entirely of ice. It is said to roam the caves, leaving behind a trail of frost and ice in its wake. The caves are also said to be cursed. According to legend, anyone who enters the caves without proper permission from the Shoshone tribe will be cursed with bad luck, illness, or even death. Many people have reported experiencing strange and unexplained phenomena after leaving the caves, including car accidents, illnesses, and even suicides. The Shoshone tribe believed that the caves held powerful spiritual energy, and they would often perform rituals and ceremonies within the caves to harness this energy. Visitors have reported finding strange artifacts and symbols etched into the walls of the caves, which are believed to be remnants of these ancient rituals. The next stop is no surprise to horror fans. Located in Estes Park, Colorado, and said to be one of the most haunted hotels in the U.S., the Stanley Hotel is where the enigmatic novel The Shining by Stephen King was written and based on. In 1973, the author stayed in room 217 where he and his wife were the only guests at the time. The book is based on actual events at the hotel that King experienced. Much of the background information of the hotel is also based on reality, including a voice that yells, "Get out!" late at night in the concert hall. The hotel's fourth floor is said to be the most haunted, with guests and staff reporting a variety of paranormal activity, including ghost sightings and unexplained noises. Room 217 is said to be one of the most haunted rooms in the hotel. Guests who have stayed in this room have reported strange occurrences, such as objects moving on their own and ghostly apparitions. Some have even reported waking up in the middle of the night to find a ghostly figure standing in their room. The Stanley Hotel offers ghost tours and paranormal investigations, which allow guests to explore the hotel's haunted history and attempt to communicate with the spirits that reside there. Many guests have even reported capturing evidence of paranormal activity on camera or audio recordings. Making our way to the West Coast, the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, California, is said to be haunted by the ghost of Marilyn Monroe, who stayed at the hotel frequently during her career. Guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure in the hallways and rooms, and some have even claimed to have seen her ghost in the hotel's mirrors. The Roosevelt Hotel has a long history of paranormal activity, with many guests and staff reporting strange occurrences over the years. The hotel's lobby is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young girl who was killed in the hotel's elevator. According to the legend, The girl was playing in the elevator when it malfunctioned and crushed her to death. Guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure running around the lobby and hearing strange noises coming from the elevator. There are also several frequent ghosts that guests report seeing, such as old Hollywood stars who lived at the hotel: Carol Lombard, Errol Flynn, and Montgomery Clift. The hotel has embraced its haunted reputation and offers ghost tours and paranormal investigations for guests interested in exploring its supernatural history. Our next stop brings us to the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, a grand mansion that once belonged to the prolific Vanderbilt family who made their money from the 19th century shipping and railroad business. Constructed in 1895, the mansion is said to play host to several specters, including dead members of the family. Specifically, by the ghost of Vanderbilt's wife, Edith, who died suddenly in 1924. Her ghost is said to haunt the bedroom where she died, and guests have reported seeing her and can be heard calling out for her husband, George. The Biltmore Estate is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young girl who died in the house. According to the legend, the girl was a servant who was working in the estate's kitchen when she accidentally knocked over a pot of boiling water, scalding herself to death. Guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure in the kitchen and hearing strange noises, such as the sound of a child crying. The estate's basement is said to be haunted by the ghost of a former servant who was murdered there. Also, a mysterious figure known as the Pink Lady. According to the legend, the Pink Lady is the ghost of a woman who was killed in the estate's gardens and is said to haunt the area where she died. Guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure, which is said to be dressed in pink and experiencing strange occurrences such as unexplained noises and cold spots. Our next paranormal pit stop is Salem, Massachusetts, a place synonymous with the infamous Salem witch trials, which took place in 1692 and resulted in the execution of 20 people accused of practicing witchcraft. The trials were characterized by a climate of fear, hysteria, and superstition, and are widely regarded as a dark chapter in American history. Many people say that some of the killed women still haunt the town. There are reports of women in old-looking dresses calling out for young children in a crowd and then vanishing. The Salem Witch Museum is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young girl who was accused of witchcraft during the trials. Guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure as well as experiencing strange occurrences such as unexplained noises. The House of the Seven Gables, made famous by Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel of the same name, is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young woman who was murdered in the house. The Old Burying Point Cemetery, which dates back to the 17th century, is said to be haunted by the spirits of the dead. Guests and staff have reported seeing ghosts and objects moving on their own. Salem is filled with more haunted locations than you can handle. So, are you brave enough to plan a visit? Schedule your trip around Halloween for an extra dash of thrills. Our spine-tingling trail ends in San Antonio, Texas. Home to the Alamo, San Antonio is said to be one of the most haunted cities in America. The Battle of the Alamo led to thousands of deaths, resulting in reports of soldiers on both sides of the conflict haunting the town. Adding to the city's haunted reputation is the nearby Emily Morgan Hotel, glorified as one of the country's most haunted inns. Built in 1859, the hotel is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young woman who was killed in the hotel's basement. According to the legend, she was either murdered or committed suicide, and her ghost is said to haunt the hotel's basement and first floor. The San Antonio Missions National Historical Park, which includes a collection of 4 Spanish colonial missions, is said to be haunted by the ghosts of Native Americans who were buried in the mission's cemeteries. Visitors have reported seeing ghosts and phenomena such as orbs and unexplained lights. The Tower of the Americas, a 750-foot-tall observation tower that was built for the 1968 World's Fair, is said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman who was killed in an elevator accident. If you're lucky, you may even encounter her ghost as well as objects moving all on their own. Each location is filled with paranormal intrigue and promises an adventure that might just make your hair stand. So, if nerve-wracking explorations tickle your fancy, these next Texas haunted locations stand ready to frighten you. Happy haunting!